The world cannot put meaningless pieces of paper and meaningless MOUs in their gas tanks. They need real energy. So will the Prime Minister flip-flop again, adopt my policy that we should have a strategic oil and mineral reserve?
There's many policies of the member opposite I will not adopt. One of them is flip-flopping, jumping around, searching for riding.
400 million barrels of oil from that strategic stockpile. How many of those are coming from Canada? Exactly zero. We have a strategic maple syrup stockpile, Mr. Speaker, which the Prime Minister could use to put maple syrup on the pancakes that he flip-flops.
What you're about to see is a tense exchange in Canada's Parliament over energy policy and national security. The opposition leader presses the Prime Minister on whether Canada should maintain strategic oil reserves similar to other countries. The debate quickly turns heated, with accusations of policy flip-flopping and even a moment of humor involving Canada's famous maple syrup reserve. But beneath the laughter is a serious discussion about energy security, global supply, and Canada's role in the international market.
Only two types of people, those who are Irish and those who wish they were, Mr. Speaker.
The Prime Minister flip-flopped 4 times on Iran, Mr. Speaker. But here, these flip-flops are even worse. The Liberal government is denying a report from Global News that says that there are 700 agents of the Iranian regime that are here in Canada. Yesterday, they admitted that 239 of them have had their visas withdrawn, but only 1 has been removed. So there are about 238 regime agents here in Canada. And when we see terrorist attacks against synagogues and elsewhere, we wonder, will the Prime Minister flip-flop again? Or will he explain to us how many agents of the Iranian government are here threatening Canadians? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very serious situation. The government has already prevented 10,000 Revolutionary Guard members from this country. There are 170 investigations underway, and as the Minister of Public Safety just said, there are 28 that are currently being reviewed intensively.
And this is where the exchange starts to shift. What began as criticism over energy policy is now expanding into questions about national security and foreign influence. The opposition is trying to link immigration enforcement and geopolitical tensions to the government's broader policy decisions. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister responds by pointing to ongoing investigations and actions already taken by security agencies.
The opposition. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister had 4 flip-flops on Iran in just the same number of days. This is a pattern. He's also flip-flopped on oil and gas. He wrote a book called Values, in which he said he wanted to keep 50% of our energy in the ground. He said in that book he wanted to raise carbon taxes. And then he claimed that he had flip-flopped on that, while he's since kept in place every anti-development law that Trudeau passed. He has renamed the carbon tax, and he's brought in an industrial carbon tax that has driven away an $8 billion project. So will he flip-flop again, reverse these Liberal policies so that we can actually supply the world with the energy it needs in this critical time?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate receiving this gift on this day honoring Ireland. Canada is increased at record levels our oil exports. Canada has approved under this government Silicim. Canada has approved and started one of the biggest LNG. Canada is working to the lowest carbon LNG and the lowest carbon oil exports in the world. We will maintain and increase our competitive position. We're driving straight forward.
Hear, hear. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, he's driving in circles. He said that he did not want, he wanted to keep 50% of our oil in the ground. He supported blocking the pipeline to the Pacific. He's not approved a single oil pipeline, and his major projects office has not approved a project of any kind. He's just tried to take credit for a project approved by Prime Minister Harper. Next, he'll be trying to claim credit for the Canadian Pacific Railway. So will the Prime Minister flip-flop again? Reverse his support of an industrial carbon tax, the Liberal anti-development laws and get out of the way so that we can build pipelines to the Pacific, power paychecks for our people.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I said in my book, as it is the policy of this government, we want the lowest risk, the lowest carbon, the lowest cost oil and gas, and that's what makes ours competitive. That's the story of Canadian LNG. That's the story of the MOU with Alberta. That is the story of Bay du Nord. That is how you drive the country forward, not off a cliff like the member opposite.
I'm hearing a little too much of the member for Vernon Lake Country Monastery. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the world cannot put meaningless pieces of paper and meaningless MOUs in their gas tanks. They need real energy that comes out of our ground. Now, the Prime Minister said he wants to keep it in the ground. And yet today we had the hilarious spectacle of the Liberal Natural Resource Minister saying Canada will do what it can to help with its stockpiles for the current energy shortage. Our stockpiles are zero, Mr. Speaker. So will the Prime Minister flip-flop again, adopt my policy that we should have a strategic oil and mineral reserve so that we can supply the world in the future?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there's many policies of the member opposite I will not adopt. One of them is flip-flopping, jumping around, searching for ridings every election. The second thing I will not adopt is the importance of having the most competitive oil and gas in the world. Our oil exports have never been higher under this government, over 5 million barrels per day, and they will increase because they will be low carbon, low cost, low risk.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, sometimes he makes it too easy. Today we have zero oil stockpiles. We have a strategic maple syrup stockpile, Mr. Speaker, which the Prime Minister could use to put maple syrup on the pancakes that he flip-flops on. But, Mr. Speaker, we don't have any oil to supply to the world in the time of this crisis. Will he reverse the anti-development policies that he has supported that has come from the previous Liberal government in order to unlock our production, power the world, and the paychecks here at home?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is the way the G7 oil reserve works. If you're an importer, you have to have an oil reserve. If you're an exporter, which Canada is under this government, if you have record exports, which Canada is under this government, that is how you supply the world. I salute the work of the Minister of Natural Resource and the Minister of Finance, working with G7 counterparts, confirmed with my G7 leader counterparts today to release 400 million barrels from that strategic reserve.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
To release 400 million barrels of oil from that strategic stockpile, how many of those are coming from Canada? Exactly zero. And the Prime Minister's excuse, the reason why we have no stockpiles, he says, is because we're a producer of oil. This is exactly the opposite of logic. The United States is a producer of oil. They have stockpiles. We have reserves, which the Prime Minister is successfully keeping in the ground. Just last week, we saw an $8 billion project canceled under his watch. We're importing gas from Australia. Why won't he get out of the way so we can produce our own energy?
Mr. Speaker, the member opposite thinks he's on a rich vein, but he's tapping a dry well. Under this government, production has never been so high. Exports have never been so high. We approve Bay du Nord. We are working with the province of Alberta to produce the lowest cost, lowest carbon oil and gas. We are expanding our exports. We are expanding our future.
Hear, hear.
Moments like this highlight how intense parliamentary debates over energy policy can become. The opposition is pushing for stronger energy development and strategic reserves, while the government argues its policies are already delivering record exports with lower carbon intensity. The clash reflects a broader global conversation about energy security, climate policy, and economic growth. What do you think about this exchange? Should Canada build strategic oil reserves, or is exporting energy enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.